Sid. Say hi, Sid.
Hey there, everybody. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you all. Again, I'm Tim Fantastic, and this is Sirloin. I hope we're on the air. I hope you can hear us. I think we're doing everything we should do, but the reason I decided to make this video is because we find a whole lot of contradictions in the news media right now, and really short memories of people. And one of these short memories is of James Comey. And we remember on October 28th. We remember October 28th, don't we, Sid?
Oh, yeah.
But October 28th, 2016, what happened, Sid?
That's when he said that there was no connection between Clinton's server and the Wiener's computer.
So James Comey came out in public and said that there was no connection between Anthony Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton's emails. Didn't he say that, Sid?
Yeah.
I believe that's what he said. Now, either James Comey is a liar, which he keeps on seemed to doing, so we get more lies, and a memo recently that somehow he was pressured by President Trump. But the question you should ask yourself, can you believe a man or any memo that comes from this man who blatantly lied to us on the 28th of October 2016 when he said there was no connection between Anthony Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton's emails? When we know for a fact 2 weeks ago, when he testified before Congress, he admitted that all Hillary Clinton's emails were on Anthony Weiner's computer. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's right. So even though Comey said in 2016, October 28th, a week before the election, that there was absolutely no connection between Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton's emails, but yet here it is 2 weeks later, or what, 6 months later, and it was just 2 weeks ago, and I didn't really put this together until I got a chance to watch the hearings. But there you go, we got it. We got the connection. Comey is a liar. Have some perspective on history. And remember what these idiots say to you 6 months ago, and you'll catch them in all their lies. And we know that every single one of the Democrats 6 months ago were calling for him to resign and to quit. Now, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, but what I care about is guilty people who do crimes being put in jail, so that the small person in America can believe that when they get caught stealing or they get caught doing something illegal, when they're punished, that it's a fair justice system. So they submit to their punishment because they know they broke the law. Am I right, Sid?
That's right.
And everybody who gets pulled over for a traffic ticket and pays their ticket, they pay it because they are admitting they broke the law. And when people in the highest positions of government are not being held accountable for their crimes and obvious crimes, there's a problem within the soul of the country. Isn't that right, Sid?
Totally.
So I just want to remind you folks who are so angry that love is the answer and forgiveness is the only way to freedom. So until you can forgive and you can learn to love, the truth of James Comey will not matter to you. But the truth is, James Comey is a liar. He is not the truth. He has misrepresented the truth. And he admitted it right before Congress when he said that there were emails by Clinton on Anthony Weiner's computer directly through Uma Abedin, something he denied just a week before the election. So just remember, the truth is the truth. And if I, a little lonely musician here in Seattle, can discover the truth about James Comey because the words that he testifies to have been false and shown false, and words of convenience for his own self-will and also for the self-will of Hillary Clinton and also Barack Obama. so that we would all be, oh yes, we're investigating, but we're not really investigating. Oh, she's guilty, but she's not really guilty. And everybody who could have had evidence against her were all given immunity. And so they didn't have to speak. Their version of immunity was, oh, you don't have to testify to the truth. So everything gets brushed under the rug. And how do they brush it under the rug? Because they speak large and loud about the Russia connection to the election. And even though Comey himself 100 times said there's no connection to the Russian, even though Clapper, the head of the guy who runs the CIA, oh, there's no connection to the election. Oh, there's all these different guys who worked in government saying, oh, there's no connection to the election. Dianne Feinstein, when asked a direct question, do you have any evidence of Trump and Russia collusion? She said, no, not yet. And this was last week. So you can look forever. They've been looking for 9 months, 10 months since they started illegally wiretapping Trump. And they did this Russian story so they could cover up and have an excuse for their monitoring Trump and his associates. Am I right, Sid?
Right.
So you can live in La La Land and live in dreamland all you want, but facts are facts. And I remember facts. And I remember on October 28th of 2016, when James Comey came out and said that there was no connection in the new investigation of Anthony Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton. Well, it looks like that was a lie. One more lie. And there are several others, and I won't go into them all because other reporters have reported on them. But this is one that I didn't see anybody bringing up. So, got you, state. Got you, state. You caught. Will you please just surrender and stop trying to destroy our country? And my message to Donald Trump is it's time to use the power of government against media who don't know how to report truth or facts or have no memory longer than 2 seconds ago. Because if the media report on the facts, suddenly everybody would be bringing up the fact that James Comey, a week before the election, said there was no connection between Anthony Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton. But yet, here it is now, 6 months later, 2 weeks ago at the hearings, when he was having those hearings, he said that there were Clinton emails on Weiner's computer. So I think that's a direct connection. How long has he known that? When did he find that out? I thought he said he had crack investigators that worked their hearts out to find emails or some connection on that computer. He said they worked so hard to find out the truth about what happened on that computer, didn't he, Sid?
Yeah.
Sid, did you witness the video where he said that?
I did, yeah.
So we witnessed the video where he said that, where he released that information. And so check your facts, and you'll realize that all you people that just want to push hate, only is serving death. And the more you hate, death will come to your door. But as a person of love, I plead of you, you people on the left and you people on the right. Hate is never the answer. Truth is the answer, and love is the answer, and our Lord Jesus Christ is the answer. But if you have hope in your life, you have to recognize the difference between truth and lies. You can be an atheist, you can be a socialist, you can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican, but one thing we should all insist on is there be truth in the media, and truth that doesn't lead to anger and violence in our streets. We should insist that these people be held accountable for the violence that they've created. Isn't that right, Sid? All the violence in the streets, all the angry black people, all the angry white people, all the angry Trump supporters, all the angry communists, You're so angry because the media keeps on telling you lies. And you keep sucking it up and sucking in and going. Just remember, violence will have an end, but it will end at your door. And I don't want violence at my door. So I will plead with you all to turn to love and forgiveness before it's too late for our society, for our culture, and for our world. Insist that they stop fighting these stupid wars that have no basis in reality other than what the globalist agenda is. Isn't that right, C?
Yes.
So because you want to keep on pushing a Russia theme, you know, we should have been thanking God that Trump would have some kind of connection to Russia so we could have peace. He doesn't, but we would have been lucky if he had. Because war with Russia, nuclear war with Russia is not an option, is it, Sid?
No, not at all.
So the truth is, Seth Rich were the leaks from the DNC, not the Russians. WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, in the last couple of emails, has just come out and basically admitted that Seth Rich was his leak. And when he put up a reward for the murder of Seth Rich, that's obvious that he's the leaker. When Julian Assange said, we want all the people that might leak or have leaked for us to feel they can be safe. And so we want to get to the bottom of what happened to Seth Rich. Isn't that right, Sid?
Yes.
And so obviously he's admitting that Seth Rich was the leak. You can't come right out and say it because other leakers don't want their names out there. But he more or less admitted it. And all along said it wasn't the Russians. It wasn't the Russians. It wasn't the Russians. But the Democrats like Maxine Waters and the moron from Minnesota, who I'm ashamed isn't from my home state. What's his name, Sid?
Was that Al Franken?
Yeah, Al Franken. Oh, Al Franken, the smartest dumb person I know, who can make any dumb idea seem smart. I mean, you people need to wake up to the truth. You know, and I'm asking you, I'm begging you, you know, people in government, people on YouTube, do not defend criminals from any place in our community. Do not defend violence because someone has got a different political viewpoint, and violence is never justified by your political viewpoint. Isn't that right, Sam?
That's right.
Violence, I'll say it again, violence is never justified by your political viewpoint. And war is a failure of our politicians, not a success. Isn't that right, Sam?
That's right.
And James Comey is a liar. On October 28th, he came out with a statement just before the election saying that there was no further information on Anthony Weiner's computer connected to Hillary Clinton. And we know that's false because 2 weeks ago, he made a statement before Congress, which he's afraid to lie before Congress, that said clearly that there were 44,000 emails on Anthony Weiner's computer from Hillary Clinton. So if you want to keep on believing CNN, you want to keep on believing MSNBC, or even believe in some of the people on Fox, like Chris Wallace, and or not, what's that other, what's his name? What's that Wallace guy's name?
Juan Williams.
No, not Juan Williams. Well, he's a liberal too, but he's somewhat reasonable. But what, besides, what's his name? Christopher Wallace, the Sunday news guy. That guy, and was it Brett Baer? Not Brett Baer. What's the other guy? Shepard Smith. These guys, they don't care about truth either. So You know, there's people on Fox that don't care about truth. There's people on NBC that don't care about truth. There's people in CBS that don't care about truth. ABC, they don't care about truth. You know, I'm trying to care about truth. I wish I could find sources where people cared about truth that aren't politically motivated, that can just tell you the truth about a subject without, you know, spinning it in the way they want or ignoring facts that obviously point out somebody's a liar. Like Comey a week before the election, stating that there was no connection between Anthony Weiner's computer and Hillary Clinton's emails. And it was pretty plain and clear now, 2 weeks ago, based on his testimony, that there is, but we're just finding out about it now. He said he had cracked people on the investigation. Do you think it takes somebody 6 months to look at a computer set?
Not usually, you know.
No, not usually. So, you know, I hate to keep on repeating myself, but, you know, these are basic facts. And, you know, the truth is, you know, this is somewhat speculation on my point, but, you know, the Clintons have a modus operandi. And Seth Rich's death fits right into it. I'm not saying they did it. I'm just saying it fits right into everything else that we know them to be involved in. So, if you want to keep on hating Trump, blaming him for all your problems, instead of taking responsibility for your own life, and that responsibility should be to love one another and to care about your brothers and care about your sisters, care about your mothers and care about your fathers, because hate and death and war ain't going to bring prosperity no more. Hate and death and war doesn't bring prosperity anymore. Love and truth is where we find your best value. Isn't that right, Sid?
That's right.
So this has been Tim Fantastic and
Sid Sirloin.
And we have brought you this message live because facts are important. And I don't want to be a newsman. But if you make me come out with a point, if I find a point that I see a line about, I'm going to, you know, try to make it clear. But no one should be deceived that just because you repeat a lie 1,000 million times doesn't make it true. And the heart of the just will always recognize truth. Isn't that right, Sid?
Yes, that's right.
Good night, everybody.